Hello guys, welcome to the premiere episode of FPL Scanner, only on Mavzone Sports. Game week 6 is almost upon us and it's time to make our transfers and lock our team before the transfer window shuts down. Before we further discuss about this, let us take a quick look on the results of Game week 5. Last week was a high scoring one with many top teams dropping points. However, this was not the case for many fantasy managers who ended up with a decent return from their team. What we can see from Game Week 5 is that Everton are still the team to beat. Chelsea and Manchester United are on the up. Spurs are on a real goal scoring spree and will hopefully continue this red hot form. Players from Leicester and Manchester City have given low returns to their fantasy managers. But the most significant aspect of this past few game weeks is the resurgence of Aston Villa, who narrowly missed relegation in the last season. They have managed to get a balanced team now and are slowly moving up the table. Before I review my team for Game Week 6, let us have a look at the top performers for Game Week 5. Timo Werner and Harry Kane were the pick of the players, who got 2 goals and an assist each, and delivering a mammoth 16 points. Marcus Rashford is back in form with a goal and 2 assists, leading to 15 points in total, whereas Heung-min Son contributed to 13 points with a goal and an assist. These 4 will definitely be the players to watch in the coming game weeks. Now, let us review my team from Game Week 5, which delivered a modest 56 points. I chose Gaeta in between the sticks instead of Martinez, which backfired, and I ended up with just 1 point from the goalkeeper. None of my defenders kept a clean sheet and scored a total of 7 points only from the entire back line. However, it is worth noting that Ben Chilwell is on quite a form, having assisted 2 in 2 games. From the midfield, the ever-scoring Son contributed well to the overall cause, and Havertz delivered some good returns. The only saving grace for this game week was giving the captaincy to Son, who helped me avoid a devastating slump in the leaderboard. Up front, Dominic Calvert-Lewin continues to keep his red-hot scoring streak and remains a must-have in every fantasy team. To summarize, I had a below-average game week 5, but I'm still holding on to a 6-digit overall rank in the leaderboard. However, the value of my team increased by 0.3. That is something to cheer, right? Before I make my predictions for Game Week 6, let us have a quick look at the fixtures. Villa at home to Leeds sounds like an interesting fixture and hope to return points on the defensive front. The clash between arch rivals Manchester United and Chelsea seems like an exciting game to watch. However, as a FPL manager, I would stay clear from this one. Liverpool are back at home and you can expect goals. Sheffield United have seemed to have lost their splendid defensive form of last season. Expect goals from Everton and Spurs, who are playing away games. Finally, Wolves vs Newcastle seems to be a goal-filled thriller. Now, let's discuss my transfer strategy. Generally, I transfer a single player every game week who has a potential for scoring high points. I call this the one in, one out method. Sometimes I feel the team is well balanced for the coming game week and avoid making a transfer. I call this the status quo. This technique has helped me in the past and given me the advantage of having 2 free transfers for the subsequent game week. Finally, the strategy that I seldom follow, I call it the take a hit. Generally, if I have more than 2 players injured or suspended, or if the upcoming fixture seems tough for my team, I'd make 2 transfers by giving up on 4 points. So, for game week 5, absence of Jamie Vardy from the playing 11 has definitely hurt my fortunes. I had used the wildcard for the game week 5, making wholesale changes to the team, but stuck to Vardy, but this has not worked for me. I hope my players from the bench are able to cover for the loss of any points from the tricky Arsenal vs Leicester fixture. Looking at Leicester's upcoming fixtures, I have decided to transfer in Kane for Vardy. I hope he adds points to my team like he has been doing the last few weeks. Finally, for the captain's armband, I think I will rest my faith on Son to lead my lineup into the coming game week. What do you think about this? Who are you going to transfer? Do write on the comment box below. Now, finally some info on players who might miss the coming game week. Richarlison is a sure shot absentee, having picked up a straight red after his tackle on Alcantara. He will be back only for game week 9. Vardy is recovering from his injury and might be back for the coming game week. Alisson has picked up a shoulder injury, which might keep him out until 31st of October. The knee injury to Van Dijk must be a shock for all Liverpool fans and is expected to miss out for the majority of this season. Kevin De Bruyne is recovering and might be back by the end of this month. And finally, we are all excited to see Edison Cavani light up the Premier League just like Ibrahimovic did a few years back. However, I recommend that we give the lad some time to settle before we welcome him to our lineup. Before I conclude, I would like to give a few tips on who might be a right fit for your team. If you are looking to replace Van Dijk, Lucas Digne might be a good option, considering the fact that he provides assists quite consistently. Another premier transfer that I would suggest is Harry Kane, just like the way I did for this game week. If you still don't have him, just go for it. If you lack the funds, I suggest go for Calvert-Lewin or even Oli Watkins to fire up your front line. Martinez is a must-have goalkeeper for every Fantasy Premier League team. Ross Barkley is on a scoring form and is definitely value for money. Finally, I suggest Konsa from Aston Villa and Kilman for Wolves as two cheap options to balance your team budget. With this, I would like to wish one and all good luck for Game Week 6. Have a happy weekend. Stay safe. See you soon.